Quality Assured Films does not condone the misuse of internet reviews. We realize no one is perfect. The opinions of Jon and Mike should be taken lightly prior to the viewing of any movie. Enjoy the show. Quality Assured Films.
Welcome back to Quality Assured Films. I'm Jon.
I'm Mike, and today we're going to talk about another Lego commercial that we watched.
Legos.
Wow! Which one was it this time?
The only one that really matters.
Oh no! I don't know why I'm screaming.
You know what
It must be great to be Batman.
Batman, we love you!
Thank you. I'm blushing super hard under the mask.
Batman!
Prego.
Thanks, Batman!
I can only imagine he's going home right now to party the night away, surrounded by friends and lady activewear models.
Hey, computer. I'm home.
Lego Batman!
Oh,
A Batman film I think we might actually agree on.
I think you might be right. When this movie first was announced, I was so excited because the first Lego movie, I loved it.
Yeah, and Batman was one of the best parts of that movie.
Yeah. Oh my god, he really was. But I did worry a little bit because the idea of an entire movie around him, like I know there's the Batman history that you could have told, but I just thought, okay, you know, is it going to be the one-off jokes, the beatboxing, nonstop throughout the movie? Yeah, they touched on that a little bit, but
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by this.
Me too. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it turned out being. I think this was probably one of the best Batman movies ever made.
Yeah, right.
As far as Batman movies go, and it was a good movie.
It really was. And Will Arnett, you are the man. Just from the start, we're laughing, and this man, like I love when you laugh. His laugh is so contagious, and we saw it in the movie theater together.
Yeah.
And it just was so great. And I want to say, not just Will Arnett, the entire cast of this movie, like. They knew they were making a kids movie, but not really. They were like, listen, we know what actors you find hilarious. Michael Cera.
Oh yeah.
Who was Joker?
Zach Galifianakis for some reason.
Yeah, that was a little odd. That was an odd choice.
But I mean, he was good.
He was good. I didn't even know it was freaking what's his name, Voldemort.
Oh yeah. Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes.
We've made that joke before, but it's still good.
He played Alfred.
Yep.
Rosario Dawson, which
Oh yeah. She was kind of underutilized, I thought, but
Yeah.
she was fine.
she played Barbara.
Mariah Carey was the mayor.
That's I don't know.
I don't know why, but she was in it. That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Who else? Oh, we had the returning freaking hilarity with Superman played by
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, and Green Lantern was.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
Yes.
Yes. And the feud that they continued from the Lego Batman movie. From the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Where Batman hates Superman.
I loved all the jokes of course I did, about Batman v Superman.
Yes.
Where they're like, who's your worst nemesis? And he's like, Superman. And he's like, it's not a bad guy.
Hi, Batman! No way! Come catch your greatest enemy.
Superman is my greatest enemy.
Superman's not a bad guy!
Then I'd say that I don't currently have a bad guy. I am fighting a few different people. I like to fight around.
Even what they did with like the different montages of showing the screenshots of Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, I loved how they made it like it was like every kind of one of my favorite comic writers is Grant Morrison, who did Epic Run on Batman, and his philosophy was everything happened. Like there's no part of the canon that I'm saying never happened. His whole philosophy was like it all happened.
Oh wow.
So like all this insane stuff happened to this one guy over 70 something odd years. So they kind of play on that in the movie as well, which I really liked. But they had the joke about is like that weird period in the 60s and you see Adam West dancing around.
That's the live action Adam West.
Yeah.
They really they genuinely took it and they ran with it. And the best part about it is we talked about this on our review of Batman vs Superman, how they showed us the origin story again with the parents being shot. Now, granted, it's
but they didn't.
Right, that's what. Yeah, I was so happy.
Yes. Thank you.
We didn't need to see it again, and you listened.
This is how you do a Batman movie. That was the thing I liked the most about it is they their love for the character was clear. Like, they stayed true to the character, poking fun at him.
Right.
But also, like, paying respect to him. Yeah. And I was like, how freaking hard is it to do this?
Apparently it takes Lego people to do it.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Master Bruce, your greatest fear is...
Snakes?
No.
Clowns?
No. It's being a part of a family again.
No, now it's snake clowns because you put that idea in my head.
I was overwhelmed with how many references there were. And I was like, I say this, I find myself saying this a lot with some of the better kids, quote-unquote kids movies, is that there's a lot of jokes that kids won't get.
Yeah.
But there were so many it wasn't even like jokes that relied on a verbal cue. It was like Jaws was one of the bad guys that showed up, and I'm like, kids, I don't know if they would even know that.
No.
And some of the other like bad guys, like maybe kids know who the Daleks are from Doctor Who, like they were in there.
Oh yeah, I don't even know.
Oh, they were like exterminate, and like there's so many visual gags in the movie that it was hard for me to even keep up with how many there were. Like, it was awesome.
I loved it. And at the beginning, you said that. So the movie, again, just like what we said with Split, the movie just starts right away with the action. Batman has to save the city from Joker, who has literally every bad guy.
Oh yeah.
And you were saying, like, they were showing all these
do this
bad
montage.
guys.
Yeah, they do this montage of like he goes through the lineup of all his crew.
Yeah.
And they keep so first it starts off with like the ones everyone knows. So they're like Bane, Riddler, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, Two-Face. Then they start getting more and more obscure.
Right.
So they're like Mime, Condiment Man.
I thought that was all made up, and he leans over. He's like, "Those are all real."
And I was shocked. There's some in there that are like so obscure.
Yeah.
That only if you've been keeping up with the comics or you went back and read them later, which I did, over the years, would you have any clue who those characters are? And I leaned over and I was like, those are all real.
And not more than 10 seconds later, on screen, was it Batman or Joker?
I think Joker.
Yeah, he was like, those are all real, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit!
So I was like, they got the nerd cred. Like, I gotta pay respects.
Crazy Quilt, Eraser, Polka Dot Man, Mime, Tarantula, King Tut, Orca, Killer Moth, Orange Harriet, Zodiac Master, Gentleman Ghost, Clock King, Calendar Man, Kite Man, Cat Man, Zebra Man, and the Condiment King.
I want to talk about the pairing of course, Batman and Robin. You know, it's a Batman movie, so can't have Batman without Robin.
Yes, I mean you can, but I love that they proved that Robin is not completely silly. Like, yes, especially the way they went with it, but they proved you can do Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
They proved it works, and that's something I loved about the movie as a whole. Kind of tying back to what we were saying about all the villains and not falling into the tropes of a Batman movie, like showing the death again, going through the origin story. There was no origin story. He was just Batman. He's already established.
Yep.
He has all his villains. Like, they embraced all of that. And what I hope the lesson here is that you can embrace all of that stuff and make it work.
Yeah,
it works. Right? It's not you don't need to make Batman real and gritty. Batman's a malleable character. That's why he's stayed around for so long. Like you can have it all.
Yeah.
Which I was like, yes, movie, show. Even though WB still was the one that made it. How are the people that made this movie not seeing the complete clusterfuck that's going on with all the live action movies?
I know.
How are these movies coexisting with each other? Because this movie not only showed Batman and Robin and made it work, and had all the villains, and had ridiculous gadgets and everything, and had the Justice League fully formed.
That's right.
We saw all the Justice League characters. These Justice League characters are probably gonna be better than the live action versions. And I was like, yes, movie, you did it better in 90 minutes than the whole cinematic universe that they're trying to set up over here.
Right. And at a fraction of the cost, probably, too. But what I really loved was Michael Cera played Robin.
Yeah.
And Michael Cera and Will Forte... Wait. Will Forte.
Will Arnett.
Isn't Will Forte...
Will Forte's the guy, the last man on Earth.
Oh, yes! Boom, still got it. I loved Michael Cera and Will Arnett being together because, of course, Arrested Development.
Right, exactly.
And they had such chemistry there. So in this movie, it almost felt like even the writers were kind of like, you know, like nudging us, like, hey, you like that? Eh? And it was hilarious. And Michael Cera, his voice was perfect. Like, he's innocent, and he's playing a young Robin before he's Robin. He wants to be adopted.
This was one of the things I had a couple issues. I liked the movie overall, but I had a couple issues. One of them was the portrayal of Dick Grayson and their relationship. Like, I thought it was a unique take on it. Mm-hmm. If they're making this new thing, this like they wanted to do their own spin on it. So I get that, but the thing that, like, the kind of the historical context of Batman taking Robin in is Dick Grayson also suffers, like, sees his parents murdered right in front of him.
Right.
And Bruce is also there to see this happen.
Oh, yeah.
They're at the circus, and they're the Flying Graysons, and spoiler alert, I guess, the Grayson the circus owes money to the mob.
Oh.
And so as payback, the mob like cuts the strings on the trapeze.
Oh.
So
okay.
when his parents go out before him, so they go out to do the routine, and the thing breaks, and they fall to their deaths. So Bruce and Dick both see this happen. So Bruce is like, I don't want another kid to go through his life alone after this horrible thing happened to him. So he adopts him.
Oh, wow.
And then trains him in his mission.
Okay.
But like, he doesn't want Dick to be consumed by the same darkness that he was.
Okay.
So he says, I'm going to take him in and train him and give him a family. But in this movie, in the Lego movie, it was like he was already in the orphanage, and it didn't have the same impact to me.
Yeah, I mean, they joked with it. They were literally, the scene was him going, hey, you want to adopt me? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like,
it was funny on its own, but I don't know, that aspect of it didn't click for me. Especially, like, he's like, oh, the Robin costume was just like Reggae Man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. But
even that scene with Michael Cera walking around the Batcave, like, oh wow, oh look at this, oh.
It's the Batcave! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Look, it's the Bat Sub!
Don't touch that.
The Bat Zeppelin!
Don't touch that either.
It's the Bat Kayak! Do I get a costume? I love it, but his pants are just a little tight. I got an idea. It's better.
I can only look you in the eyes right now.
The password.
Yeah.
To get into the Batcave was fucking hilarious. Iron Man sucks.
I thought that was really funny, but then they did it again later, and I was like,
oh yeah, at the end of the film.
Come on,
yeah.
just have a one-off joke like that and just let it be. You don't gotta drag it back.
Oh, that reminds me. Going back to the whole death of Bruce Wayne's parents, we never see it, but there is this moment where Batman's just like longingly staring at a photograph outside of the movie theater where, you know, and right behind them there's, did you notice that?
It's just Crime Alley.
Crime Alley, the name of the road.
Yeah.
So, but there's a part there where, like, who is it? Who's his fucking butler?
Alfred?
Alfred. He's like, Master Bruce, you need to stop sulking or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
No, you're saying, like, you have to come out to this charity dinner.
Oh, okay, that's
tonight, and he doesn't want to go.
Oh, he hates.
So he's like an impudent child.
Yeah, he's being a little kid that's like temper tantering him out on the ground. He's like, no. And they're like, but the way they move him as a Lego up and down the steps.
Do you want to talk about how you're feeling?
What? No, I don't want to do that.
Sir.
No.
Sir.
No.
Sir.
No. Gosh, I hope we're recording that. We're not, Alfred, what did I say? ABR, always be recording.
Talking about the picture, I really liked when they made all the pictures as if they were paintings. So
yeah.
So as a reference to the fact that they're Lego blocks. So if you got a real Lego block and it had something on it, it would be painted on there.
Right. Yep. Even the cell phones. Remember?
Yeah. They have little Apple cell phones, but then so they would take the picture, and then instead of it being like a 3D screen, it was just painted onto the Lego brick.
That was great.
I thought that was good. Nice little touch.
They had so many awesome parts. Even the little callback to the original Lego movie.
We were kind of talking about it just really briefly during the movie of saying, like, there's a reason that they make a reference to say there's nothing underneath Gotham City.
Yep.
Like, it's just a void.
Right.
As a reference to the fact that it's built on top of that giant tabletop in the kid's basement.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty awesome. And then at the end, when there's an earthquake, so they're quaking apart, and then if you see a shot looking down into it, and it's the spinning void that Emmett falls down into to go into the real world.
That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
So they did a great job connecting everything. I thought we might have seen an Emmett cameo from the original one, but no, that's all right. Oh, the Phantom Zone. So some of the people that were in there, like you mentioned earlier, Jaws was one of the villains.
Yeah. They had like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
It was like everything that the Lego has and WB had the license for.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And they had, Voldemort. Which is ironic because what Ralph Fiennes is playing...
It's Rafe, but it's... come on, it's Ralph. Come on.
Buddy. We're not gonna... The L exists.
Yeah.
He was playing the part of the butler, but he didn't voice Voldemort.
Right. I thought that was funny.
That was kind of good. And one last thing, going back to what you said about the Justice League being there, there was a hilarious joke where Batman, the whole movie's about how Batman hates people, he wants to be alone, he enjoys watching movies like Jerry Maguire.
But instead of crying, he's like laughing as if it's a comedy.
Like he gets off on people's misery and he gets off on being like the lone dog. That's why he doesn't want to work with the mayor or the commissioner. He doesn't want to work with Robin eventually.
Which is a common Batman character trait, is he's the lone wolf. And they also address it, again, going back to the fact that they paid tribute to the character, is like, which they end up addressing in the movie, is him... The reason he is like that is because he has seen so many people get hurt around him that he doesn't want to bring more people in.
Oh, okay.
So over time, he has to accept the fact that he can't do everything by himself, which is ultimately kind of what the movie is about, teamwork.
Right. And I don't think did they have a singing point in the movie?
There was a song. There were a couple songs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, he does his... beatboxing.
That was one thing where I was like, who thinks this is funny?
I know.
Did little kids even think that's funny? It's so played out.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. Just laying down some dope tracks here and didn't see you there.
It's so bad.
Oh, talk about the most important thing that did not happen in this Batman movie because it's a Batman movie. What didn't Batman do?
He didn't kill anyone.
What?
So you get Zach Galifianakis in there, who was fine as Joker, but it really could have been anyone. Like he didn't feel very Joker-y. Like it wasn't. I wish they would have. I don't know. I mean,
he didn't have like that. Or like what you would think of as Joker. It was just him doing a funny voice.
You should be terrified.
Why?
Because
I will be taking over the city.
What?
Batman will stop you. He always stops you.
No, he doesn't. Well, tonight is gonna be different.
The funny part though with the Joker was he was obsessed the entire movie with getting Batman to say that you and I are arch enemies.
Right.
And eventually, spoiler.
Yeah, they played up the homosexual undertones, tension of the Batman-Joker relationship that he didn't want to admit that it was, and that I when we were sitting in there, I was like, the little kids have no idea what this subplot is about. Nope. And it took up a lot of the movie, which I was like, it didn't really. There were a couple things. Some of the critiques I have of the movie are that there were a lot of subplots, and none of them really went anywhere. Like, there's this plot about Barbara coming in as a new commissioner. Mm-hmm. So, they kind of address this long-standing criticism of Batman, and that he is essentially a rich white guy who is going out and beating up poor people.
Yeah.
Which they come out and say in the movie.
Right.
But then they go nowhere with it. Like, that's it. They drop that on you, like, as a punchline, and then do nothing. And then they say, Barbara wants to clean up the city with community outreach and using statistics, which is like things that people running for political office these days are saying. Like, that's a very relevant topic.
Yep.
And like, that goes nowhere. She ends up as Batwoman at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
so it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, that was actually a funny line that was she's Batgirl, right?
Well.
And then she's like, well, if I'm called Batgirl, can I call you Batboy?
Oh, right.
You know, because
right. There's a plot about Batman being in love with Barbara.
Oh yeah.
So whenever he sees her, like the screen fills up with hearts, and it plays I just died in your arms tonight. That's all I can sing without us getting a copyright infringement. But so there's that going on, which I thought was kind of weird, and nothing ever happens with it. And the whole rest of the movie, every time she's around, he gets awkward with her because he like has a crush on her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But then, like, they reinforce that they're just friends. Also, and he's like, my platonic work friend.
Yeah, yeah.
And she like they make they go out of their way to show her like shutting him down. And I was kind of like, why is this in this movie? Like, why is this even in here?
Yeah, no, that was weird. Do they even get together, though?
No!
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying, like, why is it in here? Why don't just not have it? Or have her be like, I'm not interested, and shut him down.
And that'd be the
But
end.
that never really happens.
Right.
She just repeatedly, like, blows him off. And, he, like, drops into her arms, she, like, drops him, or he makes a little comment, and she, like, blows him off. But she's never, like, stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. So they made me think, because there was that joke where she was like, oh, is this your son? And he was like, no, this is my partner in crime fighting about Robin.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, well, it's kind of weird if he's not your son. And he's like, oh, then he's my son. And I was like, oh, so was all that stuff in there because Batman had a case of the not gays, that they were freaked? Like, was some executive like, oh, well, we don't want to insinuate that Batman is gay with Robin, so he's got to have a crush on Barbara Gordon, and then every time she's on screen, we'll put hearts all around him.
Right. Wow, you might be right, actually.
Because that plot went nowhere. Like, what other reason was that to be in there?
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. As soon as I get back to the Batcave, I will make sure that Alfred puts seatbelts on there. But for the time being, I'm just gonna put my arm right here, and we're just gonna gently ease out of here. Real gentle like.
The other point, which I really liked, which I wish that this message would get out there more, is like, kind of your family is what you make it to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not one defined thing, that it's always your, I mean, like it's okay if you don't have your parents around. Like, your family is who you surround yourself with, and that you can still get the same feeling and benefits out of that. So you had teamwork, but also like making a family, or family is what you make it. Wasn't that the same? Wasn't that the plot of Lilo and Stitch, now that I think of it?
Yeah, it actually was.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Well, that's cool. But anyway, shout out to Lilo and Stitch. Hannah, it's family.
This is my family. I found it all on my own.
So those are messages that I thought were great, but my point is, those are enough messages for one movie.
Yeah.
We don't also need all these other subplots that take attention away from those more important parts.
Yeah,
so
true that. And there we have it. So now we have to make our decision.
Lego Batman is approved. John?
I hate to say it, but Lego Batman is approved!
Oh, twist ending!
M. Night, you fuck!
Double approved. Lego Batman. Go check it out.
Not 20 minutes. Stupid.
Quality approved.
Quality assured films.
Well, there you have it. I'm Jon.
I'm Mike.
And thanks for tuning in.
See you next time on Quality Assured Films.
What a movie.
It was definitely a movie.
I'm Jon.
I'm Mike.
And tune in next time.
We'll see you right here on Quality Assured Films. You didn't say it.
Fucking weird James McAvoy face.
I don't know.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another great film.
That's so awkward.
Well, there we have it.
I know, that was awesome.
That was great. Tune in next time. We got some great stuff coming this year. I'm Jon.
I acted as if you fucked up.
Oh. Well, that was
Well, there you have it.
All right, hold on.
There you have it. Another episode in the bag, baby.
Whoa, what's up, motherfuckers?
I'm Mike.
I'm Jon.
And this is Quality Assured Films. What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, we crazy. Quality Assured Films does not. Wait, what is it? Quality Assured Films does not condone the misuse of internet reviews.